Pablo, you're
Hello.
our first guest, so don't fuck this up for us.
Uh, uh, uh,
No, just kidding.
Don't fuck it up, dude. Come on.
I kill small animals. I'm sorry. Sorry, I got nervous.
That'll
Now,
do it.
now we're talking
Yeah.
the real dark stuff real fast.
So what kind of animals are we talking about?
All right, let's. All right, cool. Then I won't fuck it up. I promise.
Well,
Thanks, dude.
everyone that's watching, hello. Welcome to the Wax Toaster. I am Taylor Coburn with
Sup?
my co-host Joey Lunger.
Joey Lunger.
And we are talking to Pablo Porta
Hi.
in Florida.
Pablo.
Where in Florida are we talking to you from?
Fort Lauderdale specifically. So I'm just about. Sorry, closing my door. I'm about 30 minutes north from the infamous Miami. Pretty nice. I would say it's probably the next good spot to come to. Really homey. It's getting a little bit congested, but yeah, Fort Lauderdale.
So who do you skate with regularly down there? Like, is there like a crew down there?
So the people I predominantly skate with is Zachary Pollock, pretty much my right-hand man. There are other people like Chris Padilla, who's like an OG. We have Grant Hazelton actually moved here with his partner. I wasn't sure if it was husband or partner, but
I think everything's
him.
partner now. Like I just say
Yeah.
that. And it's my
Yeah.
husband, but
I just want to make sure I'm being correct with my terminology. But either way, those are pretty much. And I do have my other friend, Brandon Franklin, but I don't think he's as well known. But those are some of the people. But Chris Padilla recently injured himself not too long ago, so it's been hard to skate with him. And then Zachary Pollock, I only mentioned his name, but to be quite honest, this past year, I haven't really been able to skate with him because he's been traveling outside the state. So I think he was in Woodward first, and he was in Atlanta. He just got back from Finland. I picked him up in Georgia, like early a couple months ago. Yeah,
His lady's out there, right?
yeah, his girlfriend, who apparently is going to be his wife soon, but he doesn't like when we mention that. Well, it's because it's on. No.
Engagement, my dog.
He's gonna kill me for this, but to be honest, it's more just because it's on paper, so they can actually be able to live within. I believe she's gonna come here and reside with him in the U.S. She can't do that under their their previous relationship status. So they're gonna work on the K1 or K2 visa, and then she's gonna be able to stay here, and they can live together and have a like close distance functioning relationship.
well, I'm very excited for him and his Finnish wife.
Yeah, dude, me too. I'm sure he's really stoked. And then Grant Hazelton, I do skate with him actually more than I skate with him a lot. So like I said, he moved down here from New York. He used to work for the elections office like for the 10 years, I think he told me.
Whoa.
And now he lives here with his partner. And so I've been skating with him a crap ton. And honestly, Yandril, even though he lives in Chicago, I do skate with him pretty often because he drives and flies down from Chicago like all the time.
What?
So,
He's from Chicago.
That's far, isn't that like 16 hours, something like that?
bro, if you ever get a chance to talk to him, he'll tell you like, yeah, I like driving, and I just can't understand it because, yeah, no, I've personally driven to Georgia, and it's pretty grueling to drive 9 hours, and the 16-hour trek he has to make, or I think 19 hours, it's just unreal. Yeah, it's god awful. So he likes to
You gotta do
drive.
it twice too. That's the part that like.
And he'll only do like a week-long trip, or not even. Like I've seen him do like 4 days, and then he'll just do that. Like basically like 2 days is gone because of the travel. He's actually here now, and he's going to be here for an undetermined amount of time. But he's here now. He work as some of you may or may not know. He's actually an electrical engineer. So he works for an engineering firm based in Rockford. He's doing really well there. I visited him for the Windy City riot, and I have to say Rockford is probably the spookiest town I've ever been to in my entire life, dude. Like that is just such a quiet town, and I just really can't get a vibe from it. I don't know what's going on. I feel like people are really watching me menacingly or something.
It feels ominous.
That's pretty accurate. I would say it's very ominous. I can't pronounce it, but sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say you and Yandri are both on Konjure, right?
Yeah, Yandra just got finally the offer by Rob Harrington to get part of the team. Konjure also picked up Coco Sanchez, who I have never met or talked to in my life. but she's a great addition. And Chad Hornish also got picked up as well, so he's
Oh,
part of the
shit.
team as well. Yeah, so they keep making the big team a lot bigger than I actually originally expected. Because when I had that, I'll be honest, I asked like, "Hey, can I be a part of the team?" And then they were like, "Yeah, sure." Well, Rob was really nice. Hopefully not too nice, but not to give myself shit. But he was interested. But I expected like, oh, it's probably gonna be like a small team, like 6, 7 people, and now it's like almost. I feel like it's almost 15. I mean. They had Joey Chase. You saw Joey Chase get introduced like not too much months at the powwow.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then
That's crazy that we were both at that last powwow before the world shut down.
literally right before, like as soon as I got back home, everyone was like, "All right, everything's closed." And I was like, "Holy shit, dude!" So that was a nice banger to go to before they really cut the shit down.
Definitely have some FOMO from that one.
Oh yeah, you missed
Actually,
it big time.
Yeah, that one.
You
I don't know. I
moved,
really
dude.
didn't think it was going to shut down for as long as it did.
Oh yeah.
To be honest, I think a decent amount of people opted out of coming because the day I went, mine was kind of a YOLO thing too. I wasn't sure I was going to go, but even then, my friend Zach had told me, he's like, "Oh, there's only going to be a 200-person capacity," like, and a lot of people had just, already reserved their spots. So now everyone was like kind of concerned, like, okay, well, if my flight doesn't get there on time, is Blake Taylor or the park going to let me come into the park?
Dude, it's so funny to think of like they had these like stay-at-home orders and they were like locking things down as we went there. And then that skate park told us, all right, have this illegal contest, but no social media. And it actually worked. Like, I can't believe that was like, if you were to do that now, people would be like, oh my God, so irresponsible. You're all fucking horrible people. But like, we did that 100%.
Yeah. I still feel pretty, well, I guess it's probably arrogant and unempathetic in my part to say, because I know that there's plenty of people who have obviously lost family members because of COVID. But at the same token, I feel like I mean, not to say I'm the greatest person ever, but I went to the mall to go buy new shoes because I need shoes.
Sorry.
And that shit,
What kind of shoes did you get?
Sorry, I think you broke up a little bit on my end during that.
oh, sorry. What was the last word I said?
Well, the first thing you came into is like if you went to the mall to buy new shoes, but like I think my
Oh, okay.
up.
Sorry. So I went to the mall to go buy new shoes, and I mean it's packed, like it's unreasonably packed. When you think about our space where it was outdoor, and I'd like to think that everyone was trying to be reasonably distant. I mean, maybe some other people can disagree. Yeah, I can't say everyone was doing it, but it looked like everyone was buying. Well, I feel like those type of events are okay, but I don't know.
That
That's up
was
for
also
deliberation.
in that like gray area, right? Where like things weren't like fully shut down. Some places were like, wasn't that like the middle of March?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the U.S. hadn't really picked up numbers even at that time. Yeah, I think it was a couple months after, and
Exactly.
I think fortunately, or at least maybe we didn't catch wind of it. There wasn't anyone from that event that had caught it or got it, somehow inadvertently. So
I
mean,
hadn't heard anything about that.
yeah,
Me either too.
But but at the same time, that's just we're lucky. Like if someone had gotten it, then people would have probably blew their lid saying, "This is what happens when you're responsible."
Well,
So
you went to the Windy City ride too, though. So like that was even after that.
Yeah, I did go to that actually, but there, I would say people were definitely more. I'm just gonna say people were more anal. So
Yeah.
like, I mean, there was definitely people who like for sure a crap ton of people wearing masks. Definitely like not touching each other. Like I saw it and definitely respect it. Yeah, doing the elbow thing. Yeah, 100%. Everyone did it. Yeah. The Windy City Riot was really sick, actually. That was my first time ever going, and people were popping off. I mean, Yandril was popping off. Someone who I really enjoyed skating from the Chicago area, Travis Rhodes, was there. I couldn't even recognize him, but I feel like when you see people on skate edits or videos, you always just think, "Oh man, that guy's really good," and then like eventually someone says, "Oh yeah, that's this guy," and then you're like, "Oh wow, he's no shit. No wonder why he's so good." But Travis Rhodes was shredding it. Luke Naylor came from Michigan. He's really good. Michael Broad, you guys already, I'm sure you guys are fucking close homies with him. He's a fucking animal.
Yeah, he's
guy.
Dude, he's like how can I put it? Unreasonably like good and dangerous, dude. Like it's just crazy. And
he's really good at getting that mindset of like getting over the fear of death.
I almost want to say he's like a nihilist in the way that like, yo, if I die, like whatever, dude. Like I just popped off. Like very indifferent to it. But
he's definitely a masochist. He's not afraid to hurt himself.
Yeah. I remember that from his Volo 1 section. I think he was like, yeah, I have a pain masochist or something like that. I was like, dude, I definitely believe you, dude. Like, I have no doubt in my mind. I actually spoke to him, and he was telling me about his job working at a law firm and how he's getting his law degree, or he wants to become a lawyer, I presume.
Yeah, he's actively up in Sacramento working on his law degree.
Oh yeah, dude, that's good for him. He definitely for my first what's what I'm looking for? I can't say it. First impression of him, I thought he was a guy who lived like by the edge, which he still does. But his actually speaking to him, I found that I saw him in a different light. Aside from the fact that a lot of people post on social media, he posts on social media. He has a very endearing relationship. He has a healthy lifestyle from the looks of it, and he's working very hard for something that not a lot of people can say they can become a lawyer. It's very difficult.
So that was the first time you actually kind of kicked it with him at Riot?
Yeah, definitely. And I think he got I think he was second place in that competition too. But yeah, we were hanging out at Paul John's place, which Paul John's place is literally a studio. It's like where he works and everything.
Oh, so, you were at the Midnight Cinema.
Yeah, that's where I went. Yeah, I couldn't tell what was props and what was actually his like house, because he had a lot of nice like furry like beds and stuff. But I feel like I've seen him in scenes before. Who else was there? I saw Gabe Talamantes there too. I didn't get to speak to him too much, but he was an interesting character. But it was kind of cool seeing him.
His rollerblading.
Yeah, his skating back in the. I mean, I think he still skates kind of good, but unfortunately, I don't see him putting out as much content as he used to when he was definitely formerly on Razors. But he was very talented and like a pretty quiet-spoken person. I know I remember when I was there, I think there was like people like who had problems, I guess, associating themselves with him, which not the gossip, but I never understood it. I think he had like some issues with some of the relationships he had built there over time, so that was kind of, I guess, a bummer that like I couldn't really, I guess, partake, because I was also with Yandro. I think Yandro was also having some issues maintaining like trying to keep a formal relationship with him. I forgot what the reasons were, but kind of like word of mouth, people were saying, "Oh, he's not a good person. He has these problems."
I mean,
for me to say,
that's one thing I do like about skating. Like, even though like you can have a history and whatever you probably did to other people, I'm not saying that he did or didn't, or even in other scenes, like I know that there's people that like when they come around, some people don't like them. The Denver scene seems to be like that. They always come back, and when that group's together, there's one guy that can't hang out with this guy, and there's a big problem between the two.
Yeah.
But it's cool because it's skating, and like you can't really escape it, so you might as well just like deal with it.
Yeah.
100%. I think a lot of people have. I mean, even in Florida, like I feel like people have. I guess I don't see it too much. I mean, Florida's not on the map of when you think of like skate, like how can I put it? Like like when you think of New York or California, Denver, I would say maybe is one still. Maybe Atlanta. I don't know. I'm sure there's other. Texas for sure. I mean, they fucking murder it. But I guess it's weird because I definitely like the fact that people can still skate and kind of like mind their own business, because everyone likes it. I think I was talking to Julian Garcia. Do you guys know Julian Garcia from Atlanta?
Oh yeah, big time.
Right. So good guy, really funny guy. The last time I saw him, he had a Live, Laugh, Love hat. And I was a little bit stoned, and I always had this thing like, dude, why are you wearing that? And he was like, oh, you mean this hat? And I was like, yeah, I know it's a little bit funny because it says Live, Laugh, and Love, but look at the fucking stitching, dude. It's sick. And I swear to God, he's so serious. Like, it's just, guy, I love that guy. But
He's gonna die, especially for clothing.
dude, yeah, dude, he you can't talk to him about fashion. He's like the guy to go to as far. Dude, he hooks me up with pants, and I love the pants I get from him.
My
I'm
brother,
actually wearing them now.
my brother would call him Grandpa because he dressed like
He is.
Grandpa.
Dude, that's pretty accurate, dude. Julian will do this thing where he I know I'm getting a little bit off topic, I'll get back to it, but Julian does this thing where when I visit him, like if he doesn't want to do something, he'll just say, yeah, I'll see you there on my bike. I'm gonna ride my bike there. That's basically his way of saying like I'm not gonna go at all. I'm just telling you so you don't keep asking me. It all started in Denver, where one of the times I visited him when he was living there for a bit. I forgot, it was for the Mile High battle.
Okay.
I saw I forgot what happened. There was like a party at Fugi and Pavel's place there, and then Julian was like, "Yeah, I'll see you on my bike," and then he never came. But he kept doing that all weekend. Actually, he did it like 3 times, and I was like, "Dude, what the hell?" But anyways,
Bike in Denver.
Yeah, he was supposed to show up to an after party for a different Mile High battle and ended up just chilling with Obi, Jim's dog. Didn't go to the party, just hung out with a fucking little pupper.
Oh, whoa. New lighting.
yeah. Sorry, it's getting dark in here. I was like,
Yeah, you do it.
Yeah, that's me, my
You
face.
did it.
Up your production quality real quick.
Yeah. But regressing, I was talking to Julian about I guess people trying to, in the rollerblading community, like about like having, like, are you obligated to have a friendship with every single rollerblader? And not to be so literal as in like every single person, because you literally can't meet every single person. But like let's say in your local community, do I have to skate with every single person I meet? Do I have to like invite them to every session? I know I was talking to like Augusto Castillo, a great skater from New York, originally from Florida.
He's a good guy.
He's a great guy. He's the guy I always look up to. He I feel like I only got as good a skate by like watching him. But not to give myself.
Master.
Dude, literally style master, dude.
Great feet.
For anyone who's watching this and hasn't heard of Augusto Castillo, please watch any of his edits. You can find it on Vimeo or YouTube.
Dude,
he does a lot of stuff with Mike Torres.
We basically spelled out like all the Papi's team. Like we talked about Julian, Yandriel, Augusto. You're here. We're missing one guy though.
Zachary Pollock.
Oh, is that we got Zach, and then
he's getting married.
Literally, dude.
The other ATL Papi.
Luis Corrales. Yeah,
just had to mention them all. This is the Papi's team.
Yeah, hell yeah. But they're like when you try to like make these relationships, it gets a little bit conflicting because a part of like even for me, a part of me wants to be very inclusive, which I still do. And I think I try to at least communicate with other people to say, hey, there's this session here. But at the same token, like I don't feel that there's an obligation for me to have to skate with certain people. Like I don't know, there's just some people you want to specifically hang out with and skate with over other people. It doesn't have to be a direct attack. I imagine it's the same way the other way around. Like and same thing with spontaneity. Like sometimes you're like, hey, like for example, Zach lives like 10 miles away from me. If I say, hey, let's go skate, it's a lot easier than to me coordinate with someone from Miami or Boca there 30 minutes away. Which doesn't seem like a lot to maybe some people, but to me it's like, hey man, I could just ask him in a phone call and that's it, we go. I don't have to like plan it a week ahead, and it's also not my job to do it.
Yeah, I mean, like you got to have like your session crew, like the kind of people that you regularly skate with. That's what I was asking about in the beginning, and you mentioned you skate with some OGs and like some of your local people like Zach and Grant are all like your relative area. Like there's definitely like there's more named crews, I think, like in where Joey and I live. Like there's like,
oh yeah, you guys have a fucking heavy ass shit, man. You guys have
so many different people.
Yeah, but there's something to be said about like skating with people that you're comfortable skating with. Like, not that you don't like appreciate the people and their skating. It's more like if you're comfortable getting clips with people, then like that is always going to be better than if, I don't know, you got some people around that like are making you feel roughly uncomfortable. I don't know how to put it, but
you know the fucking vibes.
Boobs.
Jordan BS ass. No, but I was gonna say, like, I feel like maybe this is hopefully it's not apples to oranges comparison, but I mean, obviously, I'm not like for you guys, I'm not your best friend or probably even close to that. But however, like when you think of like Taylor, your brother Jimmy, I'm sure there's things you tell him that like probably God knows anyone else would know. You're not gonna tell me like tomorrow, say, hey Pablo, by the way, I did this. Like no. So the same thing, I think, respective when you have your select people that you skate with. I mean, it's just I feel more comfortable skating with them. These people specifically make me more motivated. And then there's probably other things that made me like, hey, like when I skate with this person, they're more picky. They yell. They put me in a bad vibe. Like it's not that I don't want to skate with them, but it's just this is what they do. And so, I'm not trying to like make this an attack on any people who might feel this way, but like I'm just saying that like I think there needs to be a mutual understanding that like not everyone's your close friend, and at the same time, I mean, from what I was talking with Joe Garcia, hopefully I'm not taking this out of context, but like you don't even have to be friends with anyone. There's a rollerbladers you'll meet that like I don't know, man. Like I don't feel like I don't want to really be your friend. Like, well, no, and I do want to expand on that, but like you're gonna laugh at me. I remember I remember I watched this Disney show called The Weekenders. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it.
No.
Well, it was a show about teenagers in high school, and the show is basically about them spending their time on the weekends. And basically, one of the main protagonists, one of the main characters, finds out that a kid from his high school is having a birthday, and that he didn't invite one of the main characters. And the kid finds out that the guy doesn't like him, so the kid's trying to like do everything he can to make the guy like him to get invited to the birthday party. And long story short, the guy eventually just says, "Hey, like, I just don't like you. Like, it's nothing that you do bad, something that you did wrong. You didn't do anything to me. I don't like you." And I know it sounds like kind of one of those like apathetic type of statements, but I think that holds true. You don't have to be friends with every single person, and I don't think I have to like feel obligated to do this all just because we're part of the same community. Like, I still want my own space where in this community that I'm passionate in this sport I'm passionate about. I don't have to like go out of my way to do these things. I can only do so much.
I think a lot of it boils down to the fact that it's such a small community that it feels like there's space in every session.
Right, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like if you're like not invited to something, it feels like there could have been room for you because it is such a small community. Like,
yeah, but I mean, you know how it goes when you're trying to do certain things. It's like certain sessions are, there's different types of like. I'm sure you guys both know, like when you go out business blading, like that's like a very different understanding than like going to a session with a bunch of people.
Yeah, and like people that aren't on the same page for business blading, like can
fuck it up.
One, fuck it up, and two, they're probably gonna have a bad time if they're not trying to business blade.
And that's the whole thing. That's how they fuck it up. They like have a bad time around you, which is weird to say, but it's like this is what we signed up to do today. We're going out to like try and spend time to get this type of stuff done.
Right. Yeah. No, there's definitely people who like go out to skate, and I don't know why. I mean, with exception to people who are actually like older, and obviously like it's just a fact that your stamina will decrease no matter how hard you try, especially with a sport like ours that also has a pain factor into it. Exception to those people, but like you do have people who have like low stamina, and then they can bring down a session, especially if you're trying to roll through the streets. I know I think you still live in San Francisco, right, Taylor? Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you've ever had that where people just kind of like, I don't know, they just can't they drag down because they literally can't keep skating around the street. They're like, I gotta go, man. And then maybe they drove a couple people, so they have to leave them because they're their rides. I don't know. And I imagine that's the same in LA, maybe, because LA, I definitely know they probably drive more than, I think San Francisco has more public transportation than LA.
Yeah, you pretty much drive spot to spot.
Okay, yeah. There's no different in Florida, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
So
when did you start filming skating?
It was actually with Augusto. So that I remember it was one faithful trip to Tampa, and my girlfriend at the time was attending University of South Florida, and Augusto was also at attending the university there. I was visiting her one weekend, and I just put in a chat. Don't cry, little baby. Sorry, my dog. I was attending. I was visiting my girlfriend, and there was like one of those Facebook Tampa Blade chat Blade groups. And I said, "Hey, is anyone able to skate spot or something?" And Gusto was like the first and only person. I think the only person to respond. But I met him there, and by that time, I had bought my own little camera. I was skating with some other people from my area, like in Fort Lauderdale, but I never got to really film with them. Anyways, so I had this camera, and I told Gusto, "Hey, I have this camera. Like, do you want to film clips?" And Gusto was like, "Yeah, dude, the camera is sick." And it was like, dude, it was like a Samsung handheld. Like, dude, it was like, I don't know if people can get like an idea.
Tiny,
dude.
like
Bro, easily your hand can like crush it. Like, I really feel like you could.
That's how it had a little LCD screen that you could flip out and look at your clips.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think it was too bad. The problem was is that I didn't know to take off the ring off the fisheye.
Oh,
so you had that weird. Yeah, it looked completely terrible, dude. And I remember at that time that was like when I was like really into anime too. So I always like make edits and I put anime in it and some shit like that. Some weird like weebo shit. But
you've had animations in a lot of your edits. Anger heads. That's all you too, right? Like the Anger hand drawn stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That stuff I actually got Crayola. And then the picture, the smiley face, I just found like some random smiley. I thought that was a cool smiley. But yeah, that was just that wasn't from an anime. I just typed in smiley face in Google, and then that's where I found it. But yeah, but yeah, no. Augusto basically was the first person I ever filmed an edit with. I think I might have filmed another one with like another crappier handheld, but I would say that was just me like kind of goofing off with Windows Movie Maker. But by this time, yeah, pretty much with Augusto, I started filming. I would say 2 or 3 years into rollerblading, like aggressive rollerblading. So probably 10 years ago, maybe I filmed my first edit because I was still in my community college, like 10 or 9 years ago.
Okay.
And that's where I went from there. So I think the next camera after that, I got a VX 2000, and unfortunately, I didn't really know about like camera settings, how you actually had to adjust that to get better quality. Mm-hmm. So that was a transition to learn, and I didn't know about lenses too well. So I had like, I'm gonna get the bang for my buck. So I had an Optico with it, and then as we all do, it takes a while to get a curve. I know I definitely I also didn't have any creativity, so I know I was definitely biting people's style too, which is a faux pas now. I'm like where I'm at now. I know that what I did was probably not as a creative correct. So that was something also to learn. Like, I can't be doing that. That's actually like, that's not like, because I think there's a difference between biting someone's style and then being inspired by someone. So I think that's fair. I think you could be inspired, but to completely rip, I think that's not cool. And I definitely can at least say, sorry, Andrew Nemorowski, I totally bit your shit.
No, he was making really high quality stuff though, like in that time period that you're talking about, like right around 2010 to like 2012, and he was using the VX and what was it, Forecast on the 8s, like that came out.
That was it. Yeah, I was doing something for Jawheads and I completely bit that. And like I said, I was naive, so I definitely want to be humble enough to say. Jawheads? Yeah, oh, dude, that's where I met you in New York. Holy fuck. Yeah. Dude, it's so funny because I remember he was skating Rosie's. And I was like, I can film you. And he's like, no. Shadow can never find out about this.
I was skating fucking
M13s or V13s.
Austin Sullivan's V13s.
What? Are there clips of that?
No.
Damn.
Because I said not to film it.
That's funny. But, so branded.
Yeah, dude.
I can be. We also skated Mastic. And you were doing Overpuss on the down bar, which was really sick.
Who, me or him?
Yeah, you.
Oh, shit, dude.
Yeah, that was like my local park. You guys came way out on the island.
Dude, that was fun, though. Like, it was really fun to skate that place, dude.
It's a good park. Really fun.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. You guys call it Overpuss? I still call it Top Mistral.
I go back and forth.
I'm not judging. I was just asking.
You call it a mistrial?
I call it Top Mistral, yeah.
Yeah, I some people say weird things to me when I call it a top Mistral. I'm like, you want a top? And they're like, Mistral. I'm like, all right.
Mistral? Okay.
I don't know.
No.
Whatever.
I definitely call it an Overpuss.
I'm gonna send you a funny video later, Taylor. It's like this video about milk and milk.
Oh, dude,
You know what I'm talking about?
milk is the worst thing ever.
But
He was saying that to me the other night. I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you?
someone was actually saying milk.
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 Yeah, Kay was like, "Can I have some of your milk?" I was like,
I think he was trolling you. That's a troll, dude. Like, I don't think he's actually being serious.
"Oh, she was definitely trolling me, but I wasn't about it."
Now I'm getting confused of milk and milk.
No,
Milk.
it's definitely. Fuck off. But yeah, I think filming and everything, it's been really fun to learn. And like, I mean, also I use YouTube for tutorials and whatever I can to try to hone, I guess, the skill. I still don't want to like say like I'm still really good at it. I know there's a lot of phenomenal graphic designers and videographers. Like some of the people I think are really great. If we go back to Andrew Nemorowski, I mean, I definitely look up to him as far as what he put out at the time, and even now. Like I think his last project, well, he might have had some more after that, but Program was really great. I enjoyed that a lot. Forecast on, I still watch that one. Forecast on the Ace, I still watch that a lot.
Yeah, that was really sick.
Yeah,
That section, man.
Dom West is probably the best as far as cinematography goes, because I think he's a little bit on a higher level as far as what he puts out, as far as quality goes, and everything else. I mean, he actually, I mean, he literally pays for like, I mean, if you remember Vine Street, he bought like signs and like fucking, I don't even know if that was fake or real, but it looked real to me. Shit. But like, and then like, I think he had like a beer bottle. I think Greg, I can't pronounce his last name. Greg Broculest. It was like a beer bottle. Yeah, it was like a beer bottle and it had like his name on it. I mean, he actually definitely invested into his stuff. He's probably like one of the best filmmakers in rollerblading, honestly.
Yeah, shout out Dom West and Streets of Lagos. That was fucking sick.
Yeah, he's one of the best at like doing like the cinematographic. I don't know how to fucking say it, and like still freak the fucking 0.3. Like,
oh, that's right, the perspectives too. Yeah, he did the 4:3 ratio. I think when he filmed something with he was doing shit with like it was narrated by Leon Humphreys. I'm sorry, it took so long to call his name or say his name.
What project is that?
That's like the London.
It's Perspectives. It's called Perspectives, and it's London.
Yeah.
Huh. Maybe I missed that through the internet.
Dude, he literally uses his fucking God knows $5,000 camera and puts in a 4:3 ratio or maybe some another number. But dude, you know what I'm saying? It's a square, but it looks fucking phenomenal. It's amazing, dude.
Like, I was just gonna say, like the one thing that I like better in skating is 4:3, and I know you're
dude,
more
yes,
4:3 as well.
Dude, I don't give a fuck, dude. I don't care if I bought like a fucking $500, $1,000 camera. I'm putting that shit 4:3. I enjoy it a lot. It just looks great, dude. Like, I'm sorry, and like even on the big screen, it looks great. But don't get me wrong. I remember back, I don't know, it was like a few years ago. I think like 4 years ago, before Trump was inaugurated. There was like a huge argument, like for like weeks, that people were saying, "Dude, like, why don't you film with a DSLR? Stop using the old cameras." And then like in my mind, like these questionable people, I'm not gonna say names, but these questionable people were like talking like down on people using a different type of camera and a different format and sequence. And it was like, dude, I don't know why you're like talking off as if you have a better creative or you produce better content. Like, you know, you should maybe like, I don't know, just sit back and just chill. Like,
I mean, a lot of the old videos that they like swear by too, like words, and a lot of these videos were filmed on these old cameras. Like they stand, if you do everything right, the footage stands up. If you make something timeless, it's timeless because you made it that way.
And at the same time, yeah, to add on that, and we're still focused on the skating too. I mean, dude, there's so much things when you produce or you know, you manufacture and craft this video that like it makes it enjoyable. And I get it if it's not people's preferred format or what they want to film, because no one's going to make you do anything. If you like DSLRs, I mean, fuck yeah, go for it, dude. But like, don't say someone else's. Okay, actually, I shouldn't say that either, because I mean, honestly, you're allowed to have your opinion. I just feel like it's one of those, like, if you don't have something nice, don't say it at all. And I also just felt the need to say that, like, I just thought it was a little bit hypocritical of some people who didn't seem to have the same creative ability as these people who filmed with what they referred to as this shitty old style that doesn't look good anymore. I just thought that was ironic, but I don't know. That's my 2 cents on it. I still want to film 4:3, honestly, with my HVX, even though it's like HD and shit.
I noticed it when you guys, what was that park edit you guys just put up on Instagram with you and Yandriel? You both put it up differently.
Oh, it was like we were testing out the new Konjure wheels, the Cosmics.
It was, I thought it was funny to see you guys both put it up differently.
Oh, was it differently?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
his was cropped in and yours was like the 4:3 intent.
oh yeah, I forgot why. I think I know why. Because you have to
Hit that little button.
when you have the 4:3 footage, you have to either export it as a 69, you know, so then it crops it back to its original thing in Instagram, or you can do an iMovie. So like, let's say you have the original 4:3, I guess whatever .mod file or .mp4, and then you put an iMovie and then you redo it. It's weird. You had to. Instagram is kind of bullshit. So I think he was just too lazy, and he was like, "Yeah, I like it this way, anyways." So
do you edit on iMovie?
No. I use Premiere.
Okay, I was like,
I was just saying that, like, as far as rendering, like, yeah. I was just saying, like, once I had like my actual raw footage, then I put in iMovie, so then it crops properly. I put it in iMovie on my phone, so it crops properly on the IG and shit.
Yeah.
But I know some people don't care about that. I see plenty of people. I think Grant does that shit. Then Grant will like get all his because he has a Panasonic HMC, I think, and he'll just
the SD one, right? Like
yeah, has to use an SD card, right?
Yeah.
And the only weird thing about his is that he uses a what do you call it? An adapter, but he uses crazy Nikon adapter. It's so weird. It's so like. The VIG, like the actual ring, it looks really blurred. I don't know if you know that. Like with certain fisheyes, if you use too much adapters and stuff, I had this huge debate with Yandro. He's like, no, it's the same. I'm like, dude, I don't know. It looks like definitely like some distortion in the image of some
like the sides of like the fisheye are like not in focus, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Like the ring itself, and like I forgot who it was. And I know that one of the problems is that some people will have the adapters, but then when they'll switch to long lens and they don't take off those adapters, so then when they're zooming in and out, you'll still see the ring too on long lens footage. So that was another thing I noticed that some people do. I'm like, dude, take off the ring. But whatever.
Sometimes it just gets stuck, I guess. I've had that.
Yeah, you just use a cable, wrap a cable around it, and then you can just yoink it off.
All right, I should come to you with more.
Just yoink it, yeah.
I yoink it just sounds crazy.
All I'm saying is, don't ask Hunter Grimm to do it for you, dude.
That sounds like a horrible idea.
No, Zach wasn't able to get a fisheye off it. We had a DVX before, and I guess Hunter Grimm was helping him take it off, and he ended up like ripping like the fucking front end of the camera off, and he ripped the manual focus ribbon. Dude, this shit. Luckily, it wasn't a big deal. We were able to find like we had it. So here's the thing. Zach had bought the DVX from Chris Smith, and apparently Chris Smith gave him two. One that was broken, and then one that actually worked.
Good deal.
So I pulled all the parts from the broken one. I mean, I don't know how it was exactly broken, but I took the stuff that I knew worked and replaced it, and then it was brand new, and that worked out. Yeah, it was fun actually fixing cameras. I fixed my VX like 2 or 3 times, and I fixed the DVX. Fixing cameras are actually pretty easy, actually. Not to go into that too much, but yeah, it's fun. Kind of keeps your hands on, and you feel like a fucking genius when you fucking repair your camera. Like, oh,
for real.
I knew. Dude, I swear to God, I never had such a hard on for myself like until then.
But, dude, I always think it's funny that people don't know about like for people that are using a VX or like it's not recording anything. I'm like, you ever use a tape cleaner? Like,
oh my God,
like,
dude.
You do that like once and it's like everything's back to normal. You're like, yeah, dude, just take care of it a little bit.
Literally, dude. Yeah. That's so funny. But I have to ask, like, I mean, as far as like filming, I mean, when did you start filming? Like, because I know you film a lot.
We like immediately, just because I had a younger brother, so it was like if we were going skating, it was like really easy for us to just be like, all right, let's bring the camera, and then when something's cool is happening, we should try it.
I saw that you recently posted the clips with from your brother. You guys are fraternal or?
The twins? No.
Oh,
We're-
okay, so who's older?
I'm the older brother.
Oh, that's funny. Do you so when Jim first filmed his first project, was that your first camera, basically, or you had like one way younger?
Like the reason
Yeah,
Dude, that's so
first
funny.
bid.
I'm shooting back at the same question you shot me.
No, that was just a joke on James because James was technically like the one to get most of the cameras and like start. He was more like the film person in the beginning,
Hmm.
and I just kind of like took over that because I didn't like what he was doing. I kept telling him he was fucking it up.
Hmm.
I knew it. I like kind of knew why.
Hmm.
Not to my own horn, but yeah, it was just kind of like that video. Like I had gone away for a while in skating, and then he was like skating with the guys from Philly and like skating with everyone a lot more. And then I came back, and he was already like had filmed that, and
Okay.
I edited it when he left to Denver, and then we
Mhm.
left it in New Jersey for a long time. It's like 4 years old, that footage, or like 5.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was
Oh
all
yeah.
just kind of
That's
like a
so
joke on
cool.
James.
No, that's so sick, dude. Oh yeah. No, I saw Jim last time when I went to Denver last year in October. I only actually saw him one time. Unfortunately, we were at like some bar. We didn't talk that. Actually, did we talk about? We were supposed to escape. Anyways, you have a good brother. He's a
Talked
good
about
guy.
something.
No, well, I forgot. I think we were just talking about some bullshit. I forgot. There's some shenanigans going on in Denver, more or less. But we went to some like I think punk or rock show, and that was really sick. Uh, I don't go to a lot of punk shows in Florida. I mean, definitely not anymore now. But
Yeah,
yeah, it was fun going with him and Zach Pavel. Because they were definitely more, I feel like, enthralled in it. Like they were definitely more invested in that type of, I guess, punk or hard rock community. I don't know what's the right
Yeah,
terminology.
Denver definitely has a thriving metal scene.
Does it?
Yeah, I mean, compared to most places.
Oh shit.
it did.
Yeah, I'm saying it. Yeah.
Now, all those guys like fucking have to like play at a fucking backyard.
Yeah, and it's all shut down too. I was talking to Zach. Zach's all on this idea. He's like, I'm trying to fucking buy a venue with these other guys. I'm like, oh shit, that sounds cool.
Oh shit, that would actually not be a bad idea. But even then, if they're like, yeah, enjoy your enjoy your business, but it's closed down still.
Yeah, I can't really imagine Zach running a venue, but I'd love to see him do it.
I would love to see him do it too, dude. Oh yeah, dude.
I would definitely participate. That sounds like an awesome spot. I picture it being very grungy. I don't know how to say it. Just like the bathrooms, just like
Oh god, dude.
broken. You
Bro,
know?
I keep seeing these jokes like about people's like local punk bars to say like if you use this bathroom here, you're immune to corona or something shit like that or COVID-19. I was like, oh my god, yeah, I've definitely been in some nasty ass bathrooms that I'm surprised I didn't catch some shit. But Lord knows.
Are you guys locked back down now?
Well, our wonderful governor Ron DeSantis has pretty much made everything pretty much open, and there are some how can I put it? There's still some code enforcement. However, how I understood it is that they're not gonna really fine you for it either. So I think incidentally, I had gone out somewhere one night with my girlfriend at the time, and they had we basically were allowed to be there till 1 a.m. I mean, it was dead, but like I said, originally when Ron DeSantis begun removing these sanctions, it was supposed to be still 12 a.m. And the bar we went to was like this like low key bar that we picked. So it was like literally I think us and then like 5 other people in this like 3,000 square foot place. And yeah, no one, cops weren't like coming up saying like, oh, hey, here's a fine or some shit. Like they were still working, they were operating fine. And I spoke to the who I presume to be the manager or owner, and they're saying, yeah, we don't really get much trouble. Like they don't really seem to care. There's still not the same level of craziness because there are some clubs and bars that did try to reopen, and they were like balls to the wall, like fucking blowing up. And I swear, I think there's one place called the Wharf by my place. It opened one weekend, and I swear to God, after the next day, they closed down immediately because they literally like were just packed. Like, and this was like I'm talking like a 20,000 square foot space bar, like a night scene, and it was no one was wearing masks either. And I remember the bar was like had this like message saying, yeah, we couldn't really do much to control it. And I'm like, dude, you own the place. You have like I personally have gone there before the shutdown,
Mhm.
and they have buff ass security guards. And my mind like, pretty sure if you start kicking people out, they'll start responding. Like so it was one of those like I don't know. They were trying to say, oh, we just want people to work and do this. It's like, bro, well now you're closed again, and now they're definitely not working. So you just incidentally screwed yourself over because you didn't want to try to like man up for that one night.
Well, why do you
So
think they close back down the next day? Like if so they're packed one night, they do well. Why do they close the next night?
I
Like,
think it's just more public response. So
Hmm.
I have no doubt that the people themselves who went there probably would have gone again the next weekend. But at the same time, if you have people now, as we said, people have lost family members and friends because of COVID,
Hmm.
who now make a campaign against it. I mean, I had to say, I feel like as far as a business go, like what was it? Bad publicity is good publicity. Like I don't think it really works to the same extent, especially where we're at in our social climate nowadays.
Makes
As a
sense.
business owner, you have to be real careful. At least, like I mean, in Florida, I hate to say it, like even though we might have been red for this election, it's still really close. Like I mean, I'm sorry, you still have a lot of people, and in South Florida, it's pretty blue. So I mean, you'll have a lot of people who will literally turn on it, and you know, I don't know. In my assumption, I would imagine that they wouldn't want that, so
Yeah.
they acted.
And like having a full packed venue of people like posting on social media, then like you just get the entire internet wave of like, look at how shitty these people are, and they get bashed along with the place. So I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
see how it comes down really fast.
even the
yeah,
neighbors are probably not stoked on it too. Like,
yeah. There's a bunch of apartment complexes, I mean, it's in downtown, so like, yeah, there's a bunch of people who definitely looked at it. I mean, to be even more honest, I think it was a DJ playing that night, and he literally posted a picture about it. I don't know if he was saying it in a bad way or a good way, saying, "Oh, hey, look, everyone's listening to my music," or he's saying, "Oh man, these guys are all here and listening to my music." I don't know.
No masks.
But no, they had no mask. That picture, 100%, there was zero mask inside. I'm not even going front with you. Like I was like, dude, this is not Australia, man. Like
I
we're
went
like,
I went to Vegas recently, and we were walking, and like you're supposed to wear the mask when you're out, like in the complex and like the casinos and everything, but you can take it down or take it off to drink and smoke. So like it was so weird to watch the employees trying to talk to people smoking about wearing a mask, and then it's like, well, what do you want me to do? And the employees are like, I don't really know. I have to tell you, put the mask on. So and they were both
I
standing there like, what are we gonna do? I don't know.
I saw I saw that happen. I had a military acquaintance come in from Germany recently, so uh, I'll say we probably shouldn't have gone, realistically speaking, but I ended up going anyways. It was still a fun time, to be honest, but probably shouldn't have gone. We had a military friend come in and he wanted to go to the Hard Rock. So we go to the Hard Rock, and again, packed to the wall, honestly. They did, comparatively to the first bar I spoke about, that night scene venue, they did have better ways to do it, and they were more strict on reservations, on masks and everything. But even then, I mean, it's like, yeah, you have to wear a mask unless you eat or drink or smoke
Can you
or you have
smoke
to
inside?
breathe. Yeah, casinos you can smoke inside, 100%.
Oh shit, I didn't know that about Florida.
yeah, I don't know that
Yeah,
either.
Florida's. Oh, they do that differently in California.
Dude,
No
you can smoke. I
smoking.
can't even smoke 6 feet near any entrance.
Oh shit, dude! I didn't know that. Yeah, in Florida you get 100% smoke. Okay, let me be specific. Not like smoking weed, even though it's been pretty heavily decriminalized now at this point in Florida. So Florida is like almost there. Although the federal decriminalization is now underway, as we've all found out. But before that, obviously, yeah, you can smoke in casinos 100%. Like they 100% the Hard Rock Casino,
Oh,
which
Hard
is
Rock.
owned by. Yeah,
Okay.
they're 100% about it, and honestly, no one really gives a fuck about that. No one's ever given a fuck about that in
How
Florida,
about
and it
bars and stuff? Can you smoke in bars down there?
depends on bars.
Okay.
If a bar personally allows it, you can smoke in a bar. Basically, it's like the determination of the business owner. So they
It's not
basically have
bad.
more say than a how do you say I guess a fire inspector. I imagine as a fire inspector though, if your business is a smoke allowed, you probably need more, like you need fire insurance, a more heavily like protected one. You need to have more sensors and everything, you know, to make sure that these are not no fire gets started. I'm assuming, I don't actually really know.
I think it's more of just like a general health thing that people are like they don't want secondhand smoke, so like states outlaw it. That's at least how I understood it.
I'll tell you right now, if you ever came to this, like if you guys ever come down to Florida and you come to I mean, I'm not saying come for that specifically, but if we hypothetically went into the Hard Rock Casino, you will easily see that no one gives a flying fuck about it. Like, and I can't emphasize that any stronger. I mean, I think actually, you know what's funny? Okay, so you know how in an airport there's a smoking area as a small room?
Yeah, some airports.
Okay, imagine the Hard Rock Casino, but the exact opposite. There is a non-smoking casino, but it's a small area. The rest of it's the fucking hand gloves off. Like
that's how it is in Vegas too.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think actually you can just smoke in any casino.
Well, when we grew up, and like if you went to a Chili's, there was a smoking section and a non-smoking section. But
yeah, there was.
There was no difference. It was just like you're in this one big room, and like this half of the room's smoking, and this one's not.
Hey, you might die, pal. I don't know. Find out.
Yeah,
damn, that's nuts. But you know, all in all, though, since the whole pandemic, I mean, it's hard to say because I guess I have seen some like Rob Harrington, for example. I know he's been he had, and hopefully I'm not putting his business out there, but he was public himself about it. I know he was very frustrated on the shutdown. I imagine, this is also speculation because I haven't had a chance to really go too deep into it. I imagine that he's not against restrictions, but as far as a full shutdown of some businesses, I know he was definitely against. And I can understand that because some businesses thrive on consumerism, like they need people. And when you see places like Walmart, the mall, like I disclosed earlier, I mean, I know there's more places that I'm not mentioning, but that they're fully like packed to the wall.
Yeah, that part's
and they're allowed to operate. And then you have these smaller businesses that, yeah, they might be a little bit corporate, but I mean, come on, man, like.
But I mean, like even like there's like a ton of people like restaurant owners, like especially in like other.
There you go.
I don't know about so many small businesses, but like yeah, it's like they're all getting like they made that so that's their work, and then they're like everyone else tells them they can't work. That's pretty rough.
Yeah, and so like I feel like there's a how can I say it really is a double-edged sword because you want to look into the best you want to look in light of public health, and so I remember I spoke to a bunch of people about this, but I think one of the issues is that when the pandemic came, there might have been better protocol for it. But I think that because if we can think about, for example, the flu, to how I understand them, maybe someone could correct me, maybe I'm wrong, but I recall that when the flu came out and there was whole pandemics about it, I don't remember business getting shut down, and I know it's different, but at the time, it seemed to me that the mainstream media was very serious about it, saying like how this could evolve, which it does, which is why I don't know about you guys, but you have to get a new flu vaccine every year because it's not the same one. You're not ever going to be immune from it. You have to keep getting a new one. So, we see it, and it's pretty damaging. I don't know. I'm not trying to sound like pretentious or anything and like talk more than I really know because I'm not like, I didn't study this.
Yeah, I mean,
but
we're joining the laundry list of.
You're a doctor, right?
What's up?
You're not a doctor?
Unfortunately, I'm not, dude. Fuck, dude. Everyone's like, shut the fuck up, Pablo. No. Zach actually, Zach not to get off topic, but Zach and me had this joke where, like, if I say anything medical, like medical advice, like a small one, Zach will be like, "Oh, but you're not a doctor, though, right?" Like, I think I started it. I think I started it because I fucked up my knee. I almost tore my PCL, and Zach was saying, "Yeah, don't ice it." I'm like, dude, my sports physicians literally tell me to ice it. To reduce inflammation, and he's like, no, don't do it. I'm like, Zach, you're not even a doctor, be quiet. And then like he likes to do this petty thing where he'll just like bite back at me. So if I say anything medical, like a tiny thing, like, Pablo, you're not a doctor, but so like, are you sure you're the right one to say? But anyway, some bullshit. But
Ian Kopp, right?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, he's a doctor.
He's literally a doctor. Yeah, no, he's literally a doctor.
I hang out with him sometimes. I'm like, yeah, I'm hanging out with a doctor during the pandemic.
Bro, but imagine you say some shit to him, and he's like, Taylor, shut the fuck up. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, I would never like. Yeah, I'm always
wouldn't
in for
question it.
medical advice.
Oh yeah, he's probably like, all right, it's gonna be $75. Thank
Yeah,
God,
he's
that's good.
probably pretty expensive hourly.
What's up?
He's probably pretty expensive hourly.
I don't doubt it. He works at a pretty big hospital, right?
Yeah, I know he works at a clinic and they're going through some other stuff and they've gotten bought by like some other bigger companies. So he was telling me how things might change for him. Might have to do more. It's kind of confusing, like how they do the patients and like hearing from him how that medical system works is like, dude, that's how they run that. That's fucked up. For example, like if you come in for a regular health check, that's one appointment, but they say like you're like I've been getting these headaches. They're like, all right, well you have to make another appointment so we can charge you again. I'm not going to help you today.
Oh, I've definitely had that happen, and it was definitely just a regular clinic, not even a clinic. It was a private practice.
It's just
Like
so
just
it just if you're there, why can't you just continue to help these things? I mean, it could have take that much longer. I guess it does, but
no. I'm sorry, but if people, okay, you might not be for
About that
free
second
healthcare.
copay.
Yeah, you might not be free healthcare, but you can't disagree that our healthcare system is definitely fucked in some shape or fashion. I'm sorry. Like I personally I remember I had a cyst, and I shit you not, I went to that place 3 times hoping that they would like remove the shit in it,
mhm.
and each time they were like, "Yeah, still bad. All right, come back." And I shit you not, I was there for 5 minutes, and that was literally a flat like $75 or something or
What were they?
more.
Did they try to like give you some sort of medication?
No, they didn't give me shit, dude. And it was the most. I never went to that doctor again. I'm like, no, you guys. Like after that third time, I'm like, no, this is like that was it. Third strike. Like that's it. Like I'm not coming back here. You
And they
guys.
just didn't help you the whole every time you'd go in, they'd be like,
They
yeah,
just.
look at it.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm not. I mean, I guess they helped me because they had their medical advice, so they knew that I didn't need to go to it. But even then, it's like one of those like, couldn't I have just emailed you a picture or a video, and that would have immensely cut the cost because you literally did nothing but tell me, yeah, no, leave. And
That's gonna be the
so
future. Is like telehealth. Like
yeah. I mean, there's already places started seeing it popping up. It's like I mean, I know they have like, oh, you can have a video conference with a doctor, but even then, it's like, okay, well, do I have to still pay you the same amount? Because I feel like
You
I
don't.
shouldn't have to pay that much. Yeah, I feel like I shouldn't have to pay. Well, because schools, for example, I know schools were charged. Well, I think I don't know about every place, but I think that there was a misconception. But schools, I know there's a lot of people saying, why am I paying the same amount for an online class versus an in-person class? I know for me when I was attending FSU, online classes were actually more.
really,
I surprised. Yeah, like this was in
What?
2012 to 2014. It was $200 more, or two, sorry, two. I put three. $200 more for the online class. I don't know why, but I had to take it honestly because some of the classes I need for credits, and they just didn't provide any other alternative.
maybe it's more workload for the teacher.
Yeah, more workload in my ass.
I don't
But
know. I don't fucking know.
no, yeah. No, I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
didn't mean that. I was just saying that
No.
if that was like what they told me, then that's bullshit to me. But either way, and I remember a lot of people were frustrated, like saying, "Oh, why are we paying?" And I'm like, I don't think you guys know, but you guys were probably paying more for online class before. So technically speaking, you're getting a deal, kind of. But I'm not going to argue with other people because it could be different. But either way, the thing is that like why it's true. Like if I'm just making an online transaction or a communication, like would I have to still pay the same amount? I feel like it could easily be taken advantage of because if you're at least in person, you can at least express like more concern. If you're just emailing, I mean, dude, uh, I don't know if you ever had like exchanges whether it's within a work environment or fuck. I mean, even if it's informal like communications, but you can never understand people's attitude or tone.
Oh yeah.
So and it's easy to like misunderstand that. So people will fucking get outraged. I mean, I work in IT, so that's like with all the staff in my job. There's people who like to like it almost seems perceived as like attitude to me, but it's like, okay, do you want help or not, sir?
So so
Because
what did you graduate FSU? Like what degree did you get from FSU and what are you doing right now for work?
yeah. So actually, I'm only laughing because I know that there's a lot of FTP people out there. So I actually got my degree in criminology. So I did have an intention at some point to work in law enforcement or some federal bureau. Uh, I didn't really know what. Ironically enough, I had already gotten in trouble for skating 3 times with the law. So even then, it kind of pandered my, uh, I guess, my future career. I guess, but anyways, criminology, and then now I work in IT. So basically, I fix people's computers, software, hardware.
Are you like
Turn
on Geek
on.
Squad?
What's up,
Are you Geek Squad?
dude? Thank God, no, bro. Oh my God, no,
It's more legit
never.
than that.
I mean, I hope so because I feel like a Geek Squad. If someone bitches you out, you have to be. You're right, sir. You're 100% right. I'm a fucking piece of shit. Uh, but no, it's not that type of. We don't work with consumers, so it's more internal. So I work at a tax and accounting firm. So like basically tax and accountants, they have their software, they have their computers, their breaks. Hey Pablo, can you help fix this? I come in and I help fix whatever problem they have.
Okay, sick.
And it's more organized. I mean, there's different. Even in our IT department, there's more different departments. I work at the front face of it. Then you have people who deal with like servers. You have people who deal with network administration. And then you have also like managers, so people who manage those people, all of us, and shit like that. But no, it's really great. And I was talking to Joey Longer a little bit about this before we had this call. I was contemplating after New Year's to go on a kind of a U.S. trip, to be quite honest, because
2021.
yeah, no, like literally, like on the 3rd, I'm gonna be in North Carolina, I believe, and from there, I'm just gonna fucking, I don't know, pop off, like just start driving. And
Oh, sick, dude.
I work remotely, and I also have a hotspot on my phone because I have unlimited high-speed data. So I was just thinking, like, dude, I could probably just drive and work, and like, I don't know, I'm just thinking of stopping. I mean, of course, Atlanta, Georgia, North Carolina, I'm gonna be there for camping, and I don't know, just go. And I don't know, I lately I've been thinking about like. Like maybe like a new change of chapter in my life. I mean, I've lived in Florida so long and I love it. And sometimes when I think about it, it's really scary because everyone I know lives here. I mean, I know you guys, but like, I mean, people who I really wholeheartedly know live here. Like I have maybe just like a couple people outside the state, but I really don't know anyone. So a part of it is intimidating in the sense that like I would be that kind of lonely a probably majority of the time because it's mostly going to be probably driving and just kind of like talking to random people. But part of it also is me like thinking that I want to see something different. And by no means do I want to like tell anyone that I've never come to Florida. Florida is a great state. I really do love this state, and it will be my home state until I die. And I will more likely come back. But I think that I've contemplated this for some time now, and I think the time has come that I want to put it into effect and not be talk anymore, and just really do it because not to sound like a nihilist realist, but we really are on this earth for such a short amount of time, and it does get intimidating. That like I like my job, I love my friends, family, but like there's other things I want to see and experience, and I feel like I really haven't taken advantage of that because I've been intimidated by the idea of no, I have to be an adult, I have to have a house, I need to have a family, I need to have a kids, and all that is great. I don't want to tell anyone that did that sooner than I did that they're wrong because everyone's life experiences everyone's life experiences is completely different than mine. I'm just saying for me particularly, maybe I should take a different change of pace and take advantage of that, especially with the job I have. I know I can work literally anywhere. I don't need to be literally in my house to help someone on the internet and tell them to restart their computer. I can literally be like being honest with you, like I could literally do this on the phone or on with my computer on the fucking passenger seat.
Yeah, I mean, you got a job. You're an adult. Everything else you can do.
I think I'm an adult. Yeah.
You have a good car to do this in?
Yeah, no, it's definitely good. Like I think it's definitely good to drive in. And
What you got?
I got 2017 Forte, Kia Forte, and and to also give me myself a little bit of credit, I'm a little bit mechanically inclined, so I got all my tools ready. So I think as long as I have like some of the like basics, I should be good. I feel financially secure that if worst came to worst, if it broke down, I should definitely have more than enough to like repair it if it was something out of my hands. So yeah, I think I'm good to like do this. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna sleep comfortably in my car, but I don't know. It's something that I'm willing to like kind of like play with. And
Are you big on camping?
dude, I just started to camp. I camped in Georgia, and honestly, that's something I could definitely do now. Like I feel confident. I probably had to buy a tent again because I bought a tent and I returned it because I was like, I don't think I'm gonna use it anytime soon. But I did.
World special.
Yeah,
I've done that for powwows.
bro. Well, the thing is that like I just hate packing tents, dude. They're so fucking annoying to put it back in the box, dude, and then it comes out and it looks like shitter than when you first had it. I don't know why. So
Good trick, dude.
Well, no, I returned it, and the first thing the lady asked was like, "Sir, is there anything wrong with this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it looked like someone opened it." And it's like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that, sir." And I was like, "Yeah, no problem. Just take it." And then that was it, and I got my money back.
Good.
But those are some plans I have regarding to, I guess, this upcoming New Year. Um,
So do you have a route that you're gonna go on, or are you just kind of freeballing it once you get to North Carolina?
uh, Shit, that's a good question. What do you guys think? I mean, you guys could maybe help it. Do you think I should go directly towards east? I mean, I might backtrack a little bit, but I mean, should I go through the south coast, like
You
go
said
that way to California, and
you
then go
wanted
through the north?
you wanted to go up through Atlanta.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to be stopping. So it's Florida, Georgia, then North Carolina because I'm going to be with friends. But then I'm thinking where I should go there. I think honestly, I think I already made a decision. I think I'm going to go through the South Coast. Honestly, just
Yeah,
reroute back.
it's gonna be fucking cold, like a decent amount of
Yeah,
time. You might be better off like looping around and then taking the north like when it hits spring.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do then. Yeah, I guess that might be the route I might do. I might just, I might avoid the central states, but I'll probably definitely loop around the whole coast and border, basically, the whole time. Uh,
are you like gonna like try go through Texas?
Definitely Texas. I've heard so much good things about it. I talked to, I don't know how he likes to be called, Malik, but Ertuga. Yeah, no, it'd be cool to see him there too. He's a fucking boy, dude. He's so funny.
Yeah.
He's definitely a boy.
Dude, he's 100%. He's a goof, dude. But yeah, dude. I think not to get too much further into it, but yeah, I think that's the next decision I have for myself as far as that goes.
They're also potentially having a comp. Like they might start the Texas Blade series again. So
Oh, is Kevin Little doing that?
I'm not sure on any of the particulars, but I know that they're going to be throwing a comp sometime during the spring. So that's something to look out for.
Did you guys see the video that Kevin Little made when he got the position of like the BMAG editor?
No, I didn't.
That definitely went through my
dude, that video is fucking awesome. He's like so stoked. He's so genuine about it. It's just like selfie style. He's like holding the camera. He's like, he just like lets you know like his new role. It's so sick.
Well, he's really good at skating. Like, I mean, like I'm sure, like I said, I know there's people who might have subjective opinions. I know that he got like, I think a lot of people were frustrated with his. I think that one article with the.
The cop one.
I have to say, I mean, I know already people are going to say, fuck you, Pablo, but, you know, whatever. I mean, this is my opinion. But I don't think there was anything wrong with it. I think it was good to have different perspective on it. I'm not saying you had to like it by any means, but I think that was cool.
Poor timing.
Definitely poor timing. Yeah, I 100% agree with it. Yeah, it was definitely poor timing to do that.
Now would have been better.
Yeah, like
yeah, that's too okay. Touche, 100% touche. Yeah, it's definitely better now. It might have been a better climate to do it now, but I felt like I did enjoy the perspective on it. I mean, I don't know the guy. I don't know. He could have been bullshitting and lying the whole time just to give a better face to a law enforcement. I don't know, literally.
Well, I also think it's annoying, like that that post was a thing, and like you heard, I didn't even ever get a chance to really read it because there was so much like uproar about it. They took it down, and I was like, well, I can't even have an opinion.
So I did read it. Did you read it, Joey, by any chance?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
Do you want to say your thoughts first or me?
No, go for it. No, I just didn't want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So he did seem to be one of the, and like I said, I know there's people who still say FTP no matter what. You know, power to you. And I definitely believe, you know, like I said, I study criminology. I do fully, and you know, I spent 4 years studying this, and I'll be even more honest with you. In my educational track, it did pretty much explicitly state the problems with our judicial system. But not to get off topic on that. But the rollerblader who happened to be a cop, he did express problems with, you know, of course, the unprovoked killings of the African Americans that we saw. There's a lot of names. I don't know if you expect me to say all the names, but I'm not going to say right now. But we start with George Floyd, obviously. But in that regards, the guy outspoken said, "Yeah, those guys deserve to hear the music. There's problems in law enforcement. I mean, like I said, I know people are still gonna say fuck him to that guy. I don't know him, and I'm not really one to say that. Okay,
Someone
but
told me, they were like, "Oh, that article's weird, but I know that guy and he's a nice guy." I was like,
yeah, the guy seemed basically one of the like. I'm sure, I imagine you guys have friends or acquaintances who are also in law enforcement. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure you have people who perhaps. I mean, I know at
people I
least
grew up with.
in my social circle, I have people who were law enforcement and were against it, and obviously were promoting promoting the protests. Were indifferent to the riots, etc. and so forth. Like basically saying like, yes, like you're all right, like there's a problem and there needs to be something fixed. And that's what pretty much I expected the guy to be. But like I said, I believe that some people might have thought that it was just kind of like word of mouth, that the guy was just saying it. It's just kind of like, oh, well, he's just saying that because he doesn't want to make himself look bad because he's a cop. I mean, I'm not trying to change anyone's perception of him or that. I'm just saying that I do also believe that some people didn't read the article, and I say that because they made assumptions when they were completely wrong, and that's fine. Like I said, I'm not trying to defend it. I'm just saying that like at least read it, get the different perspective, and then after that, if you still like fuck you, then fair game. Like I mean, I'm not gonna take your opinion.
Yeah, like
points.
Yeah, like try to read something with an open lens, and if if at the end of it you think that the person's still an asshole, like that's on you. But I thought he was an all right guy, at least from the article. I don't know him from a hole in the wall. But,
yeah, no.
But I read the article and it was fine, and he seemed like a genuinely nice guy who had an awesome perspective as a person that like is hopping fences and like trespassing and like doing certain things that aren't like actual crimes, but they're not seen as good.
Is he doing that? He talks about doing that?
He literally says that like if he catches someone skating, he doesn't care. He says that it's only a problem if there's way too much people or there's a carton of complaints. Then he has to. He literally just says, "I just go up to them and say, hey, you got to take it somewhere else." Like
that's kind of cool.
And that's it. And I mean, dude, I'm sure we all have had those cops who said, "Hey, I literally don't want to kick you out, but I'm sorry. Like I have to. Like
like when it's your job, like I get it, but like
yeah. I mean, the security guard's no different. They also have to do is like, hey, you're sorry, but I think what you're doing. I've had security guard. I'm sure you've had security guards as sorry. I'm sure you. Sorry about that. I'm sure you. Yeah, security guards. Like, I mean, we've had some that like say, okay, skate here for like 10, 15 minutes, and like like be out. Like I've actually had cops that do that too. Like they say like, hey, 10, 15 minutes, like, which is more surprising, honestly. It doesn't happen as frequently, but excuse me. But I've definitely had a couple in Miami that say, all right, 15 minutes and then just don't be here after.
I think we're really lucky here where I am in San Francisco. Maybe not so much for Joey down like in LA. Those cops seem a little nuts, but here in SF, the cops are the most chill I've ever seen in the entire world. And we encourage security guards to call the cops like when they show up. But we're like, dude, just like do your job, but your job is not to stand there. Like you can go inside and be like, they're just not complying. Call the cops because like it gives us more time. We think it's a little less stressful for them. They can just walk inside and call the cops. Like, dude, you did your job. Like, you don't have to put your life on the line and like get involved with us because we.
That reminds me of the whatchamacallit. What was that? I think one of the skaters from GX1000, the skateboarders. He fucking bashed some guy's head in.
I think he like.
He hit him and then the guy fell, and that's when the problem happened.
Yeah, he fell and the guy hit his head on a step.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it wasn't actually the skateboarder. Well, I guess still indirectly. I mean, I'm not a fucking lawyer. He got it off, so technically by the book, he didn't do anything.
It's weird, that ruling, because he just it basically shows that like if you're grinding a ledge towards the security guard's at fault if they get hurt because they didn't get.
Was that what actually happened? That the guy was actually skating a ledge and then he ran into the security guard and the security guard fell and hurt himself? Or I thought he actually hit him with a skateboard.
No, I think he pushed him. He just pushed him and the guy fell. I'm not totally sure. I gotta look that up again.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I had to look at that again too because I was under the assumption that he actually hit him with a skateboard and it really made a dent in his head, and the guy was like severely mentally debilitated.
I'm pretty sure that's not what happened. Yeah, that's like
Okay.
an inflated like evil tale. Like I'm
Okay,
pretty
I
yeah,
do
I guess.
remember him hitting him with the skateboard though.
Okay, so you see,
push or something.
Yeah, it was definitely an act of aggression, and then the guy fell, and that's where the damage happened. But regardless, I think it also changed the minds of security guards in San Francisco, particularly. Like they're way less likely to like try to give a fuck.
Oh, we had a.
but it's true. But you're totally right. Like either way, I mean, it's not that for example, us would ever dare do that because I would never want to like hurt someone. And also on top of that, if I'm not even gonna like hypothetically speaking, it's not like I'm crazy enough. Like okay, after I start a fight with you, I'm gonna kick your ass, take your phone, and kill you, and how you're no. Like once you begin that, I'm not gonna keep skating after that. Like what? Like and wait for the cops, and then the cops sees the injured guy. Like what? Like that was like I literally hurt this guy for no reason because he wouldn't let me skate. And now I'm pretty much kind of probably wanted, like, like it's not gonna slide. So it's kind of stupid to even put a fucking X over your head, kind of like the saying, like, don't shit where you sleep. Like, well, why would you do that? So, I mean, I guess for our friend here, he got lucky and fucking missed the fucking hammer of the court. I don't know if they ever civilly pursued that. They probably get luckier with that if the family decide to push a civil suit. But, anyways. But
you would know better than us.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, no. I know. Just like just to go into that a little briefly. If you remember, like O.J. Simpson killed the people, was found criminally not guilty.
Mm-hmm.
The parents of the daughter that O.J. had killed, so the woman that was his wife or ex-wife, they filed a civil suit, and then he lost that for wrongful death. That was a big thing, actually. If you look back into O.J. Simpson's trial, criminally not guilty, civilly found guilty, like liable, for wrongful death. And it's so crazy because once you're found not guilty of a crime, I don't know if you guys know this, but that's it. Like you can never be retried for that same case again, no matter what.
Crazy.
So if I shit you not, like I'm saying metaphorically speaking, if I was to kill my whole family and for whatever reason I somehow got not guilty, they could never ever. I could, and that's why it was a big
even
thing
like
when
new evidence surfaces.
Literally, O.J. Simpson wrote a book called "If I Did It, This Is How I Would Do It."
I've heard.
That's not a joke, and that's how. And it's a book of him explaining how. I'm not kidding. This was a thing, and he explains it, and it didn't matter. They made even a movie about this exception, but it's called Double Jeopardy. Double Jeopardy. Like you can't do it. Like that's it. There's a difference between I think a mistrial and a hung jury and shit like that. That's just basically the jury not like really agreeing to give it the fine. So prosecution could still find evidence and then retry you. But if you actually get a not guilty plea, like your jury or the judge gives you a not guilty, you are 100% like scotch free. Like that's it, never in your life.
Dude, you said mistrial and hung jury. Can we name a trick a hung jury? Like some variation of that?
That's like the dagger.
I think you know what? I'd be okay with that one because I know Philip Moore was recently talking about how star grind.
I saw that.
Yeah, so I'd be okay with if we call that hung jury because you're kind of like hanging it in the back. So you'd be like, "Yo, hung jury, dude."
What for star grind?
Star grind, yeah, porn star.
We've been calling the porn Cecide a Zamboni.
I fuck with that heavy, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I fuck a Zamboni.
Zamboni.
Yeah, it's like dragon, like Queen of the Ice.
Zamboni. Yo, I went to Zamboni the faking. Dude, I was thinking, you know what trick I guess that I like to name gazelles. You know, when you just swivel on your like flat when you're on. Well, I guess you do on anti-rocker as well, but when you're on flat and then you fucking swivel.
That was like a nice name that they gave it. Whoever gave it that one.
I think that was. I found that from Eddie Chung.
Colin. That's Leon and Colin Brady named those, and so if you do it 2-footed, it's a gazelle, and then 1-footed would be a lion, because the lion gets the gazelle.
Joey went to school for this.
I did go to wizard school. Almost
for zoology.
Yeah, for zoology.
No, are you fucking with me? I
No, I went to wizard school.
Leon
Fuck
Basin.
you! Stop joking.
No,
For
this is
real.
real. Leon Basin has a wizard school that Joey attended.
Hmm.
That's hilarious, dude.
Yeah. It was the best educational time.
First
I've
of all,
had.
I was thinking it was Julian Garcia because they call him Leon sometimes, so that's why I was thinking like. And then I was thinking of also like Orlando because they have the Harry Potter like wizard school of wizardry. So I'm like, dude, fuck off! Like, so I was misunderstanding. I apologize.
No, that's good. I don't even. I mean, I didn't know that schooling existed until Joey attended.
That's so sick. So how long was the academy?
It was only a couple of hours.
Okay.
Yeah, me and my homie Zeke were up in Vancouver, I guess like 3 years ago now, and we met Leon at Shop Task. Asked him about it because he had done a couple like around, like there was one in New York that I know Sean attended, and Sean Grossman.
Right.
But yeah, so we asked him about it. He was super down to do it, and I feel like after doing the class, it made it doing the swivels on small wheels way easier.
Because he showed you all the techniques and like.
Well, he like breaks down skating for you. Like you start out going like you just skate forward, like no movement, you just skate forward.
That's how it always starts.
And then you go 1 foot, 2 foot, and then you do it backwards, and then you start doing turns.
You explaining this is just perfect.
Yeah, that's it. You just fucking.
That sounds like, dude. You know who's also been doing classes is Colin Martin. Colin Martin also has class. He had classes at Woodward apparently, or was that?
Well, he was doing coil theory. I think he was
coil theory.
Private lessons, coil theory. I did receive one of these lessons.
Yeah.
Late and early with your hips. He was very serious about it. He was like, "Do you have some time? I'm gonna explain this to you." I didn't realize how much time I'd need, but I think I get it. But I'm probably gonna fuck it up if I try and explain it. I gotta maybe study or ask another student something.
Yeah,
I have two interjections. One, I have to use the bathroom, so can we pause the recording? And two, I have a story about Colin Martin. Actually, my first time meeting him.
Cool. I'm gonna pee too. Where are we at? Like, how long have we been talking for?
We've been talking for about an hour and 15 minutes.
Perfect. Let's take a short break. I'm gonna urinate as well.
Okay. So I can pause it. Okay.
Yeah, you literally can pause it.
Good. See you guys. Yeah. Bye.
What are you munching on, boy? What'd you come back with?
Me?
Yeah, you. What'd you come back with?
Voodoo chips.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Have you had them? They're really good.
I have, yeah. They're like Cajun, right?
Dude, I don't know. I feel like if crack was like Cajun, something. Okay.
You had an interesting story about Colin Martin. Were you at what year is it? Did you go to that Woodward thing?
No, I did. No. Another fun fact, not to get off topic from what I was going to originally say. So I don't like wearing helmets, and this is probably the most ignorant thing I've ever said, and I have no defense. I agree with you. I'm ignorant. And so, by all means.
Let them know.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't have a defense. Naturally, having a helmet on is always better than not having a helmet on.
Mm-hmm. Safety.
I don't. Yeah, but what I'm trying to get is that I will not skate at a skate park that makes me have to wear a helmet because I don't know. I can't. I feel like I can. I just feel like I can't skate better. It kind of like impedes my. I don't know, my perception. I mean, bro, if someone's like touching you nonstop, like kind of like tapping your shoulder, you're gonna say, "Can you please stop?" So that's what it feels like when I have a helmet touching my skull. I don't know. It's weird.
That is interesting because I feel the same way about rollerblading, but I ski and snowboard with a helmet on. So
I would feel obliged to do in a sport where I'm not like I know I don't have any proficiency in, you know. So like, but yeah, definitely. Like let's say someone said, "Hey, Paulo, try to drop in with a skateboard." I'd be like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna put a helmet on because I don't feel proficient with it." Rollerblading's different because I've done it for almost a decade and a half. So, you know, it's one of those things where like, hey, I'm not trying to kill myself, but I also don't want to have a bad time here. And, you know, I signed your waiver saying I wouldn't sue you. And unfortunately, you know, that U.S. is sue happy. So I totally understand Parks being against that. But unfortunately, you know, it's just a loss of sales for me. Like, I just won't go. Like, no offense.
So no one.
There's a couple down by you that require helmets, correct?
Yeah, there's this one that's really popular that everyone has this blades giving competition called Drop
Yeah, that's
In.
the one that I'm thinking.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll go in a blue moon. Like literally, I was just like, all right, fuck it. Like I'll go. But like, what I'm trying to really say is that like, ultimately, I really don't want to. It's just because I'm really bored or some shit. But yeah, actually, it's only just really one. I think there's another one, but they kind of like, depending on the worker, they don't really give a fuck. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. I know helmets are important, and they definitely help. I just, I don't know if anyone else. I mean, I know you're saying you kind of agree, but I just feel like within my sport, I feel confident, and I don't need something impeding me mentally. It's more of a mental game, honestly. I just feel like I can't skate the same once I have something like literally surrounding my skull. It just feels weird. Also, I have longer hair, so my hair gets in my face, and it's like, what? You want me to cut it? Fuck you. So Colin Martin. So met him for the first time when I visited Yandril in Chicago for the Windy City Riot. It was at Paul John's, I guess you could say, after party.
Mm-hmm.
And so I forgot how I said it. Basically, I was saying that I think Winter Clash is definitely taking a nice like slice of the fucking ham. Like, I don't think that I think Jojo Jigopi or whoever is taking a nice cut of the cake. And what I'm trying to basically to say more blatantly, I think he's taking a lot of money from people who pay for the event. And I have no doubt that he definitely does.
Do you know the story, the backstory to that though?
He owes a lot of money in tax.
Yeah, with the you listened to that interview with him and where he talks about all like.
Right, but that's and he had his and I'm honestly like I mean I'll never really know and to give it credit I don't think any of us will really know because it's honestly his paper, his finances. It's up to him to put out there. But I mean, dude,
so many people that support him though. I'm sure he's being honest about like the fact that he told like everyone on that interview that like that's what's happening. Like I'm sure.
I mean,
people close to him
I hate to say it, but I've sorry. Go ahead. I apologize.
No, I think that's just like I feel like there's too many people working on it for him to be like taking some big cut that like it's just like going missing and like tons of people aren't seeing it. I don't see how he would do that or how he could do that.
Well, here's my opinion on that. And I go back again that like it's honestly like it's not his responsibility, and I agree that he has definitely more supporters than people who have my mentality. And the reason being, and I find it's a little bit ironic, I find it very hard to believe. I know last competition was 2000, but I'm having a hard time grasping the fact that these pro skaters who are, and I think we've all seen the tricks they do, it looks like you could really fucking like get hurt. And I know they have their helmet on, but I mean, dude, fucking broken arm. I mean, a lot of these pros, and that we know, I know you guys probably know more pros than I do. Most of them don't really have health insurance. I mean, what, dude? You win first place, you get $2,000. All right, well, you have a broken arm, and unfortunately, Europe, this free healthcare is not for, us. It's for citizens. So maybe I'm wrong on that, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, what you can do? You can spend 3 months in there while they take care of your arm. No, you have to come back to the States, and from there, that's where the real healthcare finances come. So what I'm trying to get at is that, like, at the time when I really felt strong about it, but even with a $2,000 prize for the first place male or pro, I mean, dude, that's not enough. Like, I'm just, that's what I'm really trying to get at. I'm having a hard time grasping the fact that the prize was that much, and that's why I feel inclined to believe that I think he's taking some money, and I don't know how much. It's not really his job to do it, to say like, oh, this one guy who doesn't believe me on the internet, I gotta prove him wrong. He doesn't know me shit. And really, to get to it, basically, Martin obviously disagreed, and I think he was kind of going with what you were saying. Like, did you watch the interview? did you know him? Have you where we basically were starting to have this disagreement was Colin saying, well, have you ever ran competitions? Like, well, no, but like, dude, if I fucking see a helicopter fucking crash in a tree, do I need to be a helicopter pilot to tell you, dude, fucked up? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I don't have to be involved in every industry to like kind of have some.
Well, I mean, what if the pilot didn't fuck up like one of the blades broke and he just plummeted down and now you see him in the tree? It's like there's no actual fault of his own did that conspire, but
I mean, maybe fair enough, but even then, like
he's definitely paying out. Like did you tally up all the money, like first, second, third, and then like the women's division, kids got money too, like different.
He put it. So I do know that this was on the website as of recent years. I don't know if it was last year, but I guess the last year, but the year before that. Sorry, this year. Within the last 2 years, he has made some transparency as far as putting up what the finances have been putting into. And I mean, call me a fucking asshole, but this is one of my, I guess, very, how can I say, I don't know what would be the best way to describe it. I guess very unpopular opinions. That would be the right way. It's a very unpopular opinion. Although I do feel like I'm not the only one who thinks this, because I still stand by the fact that like these pros are still, I feel like, are not getting enough for risking such high liability, like for their own person. And honestly, at the end of the day, it's really their own choice. They don't really have to compete in it, knowing that, let's say, well, I guess as far as everyone knows, it's true. So, it's their choice to like risk their own livelihood and their own their own body for that. But I basically feel like there could be more money given to the pros who risk so much, and that includes women's. And I'm sorry, dude. Like $1,000. I mean, dude, the Mile High battle put $3,000. The last one I went to, the powwow put more money than that. I'm just saying, dude. Like, I know that any market that has high volume has more money to put out. I just find that very unusual. Like, that like like that Winter Clash that has. Literally, I think the capacity was 1,000 people. You have vendors, you have the entry fee, you have external vendors, not even just rollerblading people, but you have other people. Like I think didn't they have like people doing art shit, food, like beer and shit.
I've never been. Yeah, I've never been either.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I thought there was. But I feel like between all of that and the people paying for advertising, like you had to pay for that. I mean,
I think it's valid points. Like you're definitely poking good holes in like what the argument. So this discussion. Were you making all these points when you talked to Colin as well?
Colin said that like, did you ever run the competition? And I'm like, no. And then he also brought up, like I said, like, did you watch the interview? And it was like, and then I don't think he believed me or something like that. But he kept asking, and he said, "Oh, you didn't watch the interview?" I'm like, dude, I watched it, but like, I don't know what you want me to say.
I mean, that's a lot of what you're saying too. It's like, where's all this money going? It's going towards this collective debt, like that he's built up through trying to televise the event, and then this like kind of crazy thing to pay off. And that's like what he was saying. Like all year is just him working on the next Winter Clash so that he can get all the money back to be able to pay and keep at least doing that event. I mean,
it's fair game. I recall that. I mean, it's fair game, but like, I mean, also part of me is like, how long ago was this? Like, because it didn't just happen like as of too recently, right? Like,
no, I forget when they televised. It's probably like between 2010 and 2012, like when we were in that kind of like lull period.
So that's another problem to me. I mean, I won't doubt that. Like, imagine it was a bank. There's interest, so it's not just 20,000 anymore. It's accumulated more than that. So, fair enough. But still, I mean, I'll be honest with you. If I was to run some like random numbers, I'm almost certain that he's definitely making over. It's a 6-figure event, like easily.
Yeah, well, he probably has to live too for the next year. Like,
yeah. So, like, I mean, and I did agree with Colin. Like, he does deserve some. Like, I mean, dude, it is a big event. He needs the money. Yeah. I mean, he has to fucking hire the people. He has to do all this. But even then, I don't know, man. It just it smells like something fishy, and I mean, dude, I hate to say it, man, but I mean, there's secrets that I have that taken to me with my grave. I mean, I'm just saying. I could be completely wrong. I'm sorry. Like I know I sound like an asshole, and God forbid that he just says, "Pablo, you're never going to Winter Clash." Fuck me. I'm probably digging myself a grave. But I mean,
You're getting a free flight, that's for sure.
oh, dude, I'm gonna compete and be like, hey.
Oh, you're coming next. You're going on the fruit flight, and you're like,
Don't get me wrong. And I even
all
told
the money
Colin.
went.
I even told Colin, I'm like, honestly, I'm probably a hypocrite too. I probably still go, but like, I mean, I still stand by what I said. Like, he's probably taking the money, like a nice more than, but
the big thing I agree with you on is that the prize money is definitely too small for most contests. And then when you see smaller contests coming up with larger prize packs than like the giant comps, that's where it gets like, why would I even bother going to that? Like, I could probably just win one of the smaller ones.
I feel like honestly that's really what that's what really cultivated my, I guess my tinfoil hat theory, so to speak. Because I really don't have facts. I don't fucking deal with finances, and to this day, I mean, shit, he could be right. Like, honestly, let's say tomorrow he like listened to this podcast and was like, all right, I'll post it. And then I just look like a fucking dumbass and I said all this shit. And then it's like, all right, well, at least I can admit I was wrong.
Well, I mean, hey.
Fuck, I'm sorry. But, like, I'm sorry. Like, it's just my honest, like, opinion. But at least I can admit that I could be proven wrong. I just feel like I haven't seen anything that has made me feel overwhelmed to say, like, oh, maybe I am wrong. Like, that's what I'm getting at. And it's what Joy Longer was, I guess, agreeing with. It's just the fact that, like, they could add more money to the pros, but they don't. And that's really what I feel like cultivated this tinfoil hat theory. It's like, I just don't see how you can't give it. Like, I get you need some money, but dude, all of them. Like, I mean, I'm not saying they all need, but I mean, dude, at least one of those fucking divisions need more money. I mean, I'm glad he doubled up on it, but like I said, I mean, dude, Blake Taylor didn't run the powwow for a couple of years, and he comes back in the first year. He already has more money than the Winter Clash with less people, with like literally a fraction of the people. Like, someone please explain that to me. Like, I don't know how he was able to do it with not nearly the same type of I don't know the word audience, but the same type of incoming participants.
Well, I mean, he's also probably starting in the green is where JoJo Jacoby's still in debt, like starting in the red. I mean, that's going to be my argument the whole time. Because we don't know the financial situation of either. Yeah.
Fair enough, but all right, fair enough. I mean, it's true.
And I feel like most smaller comps, like the goal is to break even. Like, if you like are a little bit in the red after the comp, like you did good. Like,
I think for the Windy City Riot, like I forgot the name of the organizer. I think it's Danny or something. But I mean, I think the money. Oh, that was another thing that me and Colin Martin had debated. It's like, oh, like you're gonna raise all this money. You realize it's harder, and that was also one thing I disagreed. I said honestly, I mean, I'm not saying that I wouldn't try to find sponsors, but I feel like if I was to ever organize a competition, I'm not going to be dependent on sponsors. Because I'm sorry, that does sound like it takes a lot of time. I'm not against it, and I definitely promote it because it does sound like it could also bring more participants, whether they're directly participate or just watching. But at the same time, it definitely sounds like a lot harder to put effort in. To do that.
Getting sponsors.
Well, like to get people like, hey, can you give me $1,000 for my rollerblading competition? Like, I believe actually. Well, Rory
surprised because I actually had a long conversation with Scott Hatton about this, and he was saying that a bunch of local businesses were actually funding parts of the KY battle, which I found really interesting. Like one of the local coffee shops, and I think some like whiskey company.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So they were. This is interesting. I know that actually for the Chicago one, the Windy City Riot, I think a large sum of them. I think, hopefully I'm not wrong on this. I believe Rory Melahan's wife, girlfriend,
partner.
Yeah, we'll go with partner. Back to partner. Always Rory's partner. She works at a bank, I believe, and she had gotten a large sum of the winnings for it. But at the same time, like
from the bank, like she robbed the bank.
No, like she told like I guess the people who own the bank or some shit like that. This is why I'm like feeling like maybe I'm wrong, because I've had too much beers now. But but no, I do recall that I think Rory Millihan's partner at her employment had basically raised some funds for it. They donated to the competition. So I think that was another thing. So I mean, like I said, I'm not against it. I just feel like personally, because I think that since Carl Martin had, I believe he had run other Windy City riots. So I think that he's a. I definitely understand that like he has an outsider who hasn't run a competition that's just kind of like talking out his ass. So fair game, honestly. And I had no, like I said, I had no defense for it. And honestly, to this day, I know as far as we've gotten this conversation, I have nothing to defend or substantiate what I'm saying. This is literally just it's literally just an opinion. And yeah, no, not. Oh, I wouldn't say drunk rant either. Fuck off. No, but it's definitely like something that. Anyways, it's definitely something that I've cultivated, and I guess the world will never know. Like just like how many licks does it take to get in the middle of a Tootsie Pop? Like
exactly.
Unless we just like all take what he says for a word, then I mean I guess he's right then, and I'm just wrong, and I'm just an asshole. And
we could all take a look at that Tootsie Pop.
Oh yeah, but anyways, yeah, that was pretty much the whole conversation with Colin Martin. It was just basically this whole debate of all my, I guess, negative opinions on and tinfoil hat conspiracies. And he was telling me about his experience running comp, sponsoring it. Had I had any previous resume credentials running it to know anything what it's like? Basically, it started with a kind of a debate or an argument, maybe, like, and then that was it.
So, are you working on anything now?
As far as projects go, so Luis Corrales and Yandril are both working on their own projects, which I have a couple clips for Yandril. Yeah, so Yandril's running as Windy City Blade Lords is his project, so he's doing that with Jared. I cannot pronounce his last name, and I feel like an asshole. But dude named Jared from there. Cedric Tippett. He's that black dude that skates USDs. He's really gnarly. I actually fuck with his skating really hard. He used to skate volleys like back in the day, but he has a Jeremy Goetz, I think. It's like a helmet skater, I think. But this is old G skater that rides with a helmet all the time. Who else does he have a part of the video? Fuck, I don't remember the other guys actually. He does have some other good, talented skaters in there, but Yandrill's a fucking slaughterhouse. So he's pretty much. I think it was something he's like, dude, I have too much clips, as he always does because he likes to film. So he has a bunch of shit going on. I think you guys will really enjoy Yandrill's footage, as well as everyone else's, Jared and Cedric's. But and then Lewis, he hasn't released a trailer yet. Damn, I don't know if I was supposed to say this, but too late.
You restarted.
No, he's working on the trailer now, so I don't feel too bad.
Okay.
But Lewis is working on a video with Julian Garcia, Daniel Henderson, Maddie Schrock. I'm pretty sure there was 2 other people in there, but those are the 4 people I notably remember as of right now.
I see him running with J-Ball too, so maybe some of
J-Ball's going to be, of course, a part of it. J-Ball, I'm sure Chris Smith is going to be a part of it. Not, as far as full sections, I can't say that much for them, but I know J-Ball will probably be a part of it. I'm sure Chris Smith will be a part of it. Sure, Starnes and the whole shebang there. But yeah, the
video leaked.
Yeah, no, I'm leaked.
So we should be expecting a trailer though pretty soon.
Me plays video right here. Like, hey, here's this video.
I don't think Pablo could say.
Wait, what? Wait, what did you say?
Should we be expecting a trailer soon or no?
Oh, Lewis is working on the trailer now. He just told me about it, so it should come relatively soon. Lewis is also learning how to use Premiere, so this is the first. Apparently, he told me that he's the one who's pretty much editing the video. Okay. So he's pretty much the producer. So it's a learning curve for him. He's learning how to use the software and everything, and I'm so stoked for him because he's pretty much like, I mean, now he's really invested in filming. He's not just like, hey, can you film this one clip of me, Lewis? No, it's like, hey, you're part of like filming. Like you're filming a majority of this. He's learned how to like use the editing programs, how to export and render his footage. So I'm really like happy for him that like he's now like I guess getting to this point in his life. You know, I feel like some people like skating's great and all, but like I feel like if when you're really invested, you also produce content. Like especially in your local scene, I think that's really cool for people to do. Not that like it makes you any less or more if you do or don't, but I'm just saying I'm happy for him to I guess like decide to like get invested in another way. So yeah,
it's like he's showcasing the people that are around him. Otherwise, like you wouldn't really get a showcasing like that, like a collection of people and like under a certain idea.
It's really different. I mean, you have Lewis, who's only just moved to Georgia about a year ago. So you could maybe say he's a local, but he's hardly a local. I mean, he's been living in Florida because he's lived in Florida his entire life. So he's a brand new kid who decided to make this project. I think him and Julian decided to make the video. But him, you've all skated with Julian. Julian has his own fucking great, fucking cool style. Dan Henderson, fucking McCone, fucking yeah, dude, he's fucking nuts, dude. Luckily I was able to hang out with him. And then Matty Schrock, dude. I mean, do I have to say anything more, dude? Like fucking
Ceviche.
Right, one of the top fucking skaters in our fucking industry, without like a doubt. And I was fortunate enough to actually meet him recently for the first time. I think I might have met him a little bit before that, but not actually have a session, actually have conversation with him. And Matty Schrock is really cool.
Rosie's owes him. It's the only one that makes it. Rosie's owes him.
They do owe him. Rosie's 100% owes him, and it's so crazy because it was funny when I first met him. Well, not first met him, but I guess when I first was able to talk, I got to his place and he was like having like I think a tequila and a beer at 11 a.m. He was like, "Yeah, just warming up for some shit." But he's really cool, and Rosie's 100% needs to fucking add him to the U.S. team because. I mean, I don't know about you, but they fucking took off. I know they have one spot open. So actually, Zachary Pollock is actually in more or less talks with Rosie's.
Yeah, so, I was waiting for that one.
So yeah, we all were, dude. But
he gets along with Grant really well. Like they produce content. They kind of look like each other.
Oh no! Yeah, oh yeah, dude, they do. Yeah, no, Zach's been working really hard. I know he's a little bit injured, so he's not skating at the moment right now. He's back home. We just play Call of Duty a bunch with each other and like hang out. But yeah, no, Zach has been a little bit injured, but it seems pretty good. I mean, I might be speculating, and hopefully, I'm not saying too much, but they have sent him like multiple pairs of skates for free now at this point. They recently, if you haven't had a chance yet, but they posted one of his edits on their page, like of him. I think on one of their web pages, they have him marked as a team skater, but they have literally never formally told him like, "Hey, we're welcoming you to the team." He might, if you ever get a chance to have an interview or this podcast with him, he'll probably clarify that. He'll probably say the same thing if they don't change anything. But it's interesting. Like he's pretty close, man. I don't know. Zachary's
it's such a weird spot to be in, and it seems like it's happening a lot to different people right now. Especially like if you're part of like the them collective, like you don't really know where you stand.
Oh, dude, I'm so glad you brought this up because we were just talking about this. I think me and Grant were talking about this. How them gives people sponsorships. Grant, hopefully I'm not taking this out of context, but Grant has basically said that they have this whole cult following where, I don't know so much as with the product or the reciprocation towards their skaters, but where some of those people stand, because, I mean, if you're getting advertisement for it, whether it's social media or people making a full edit, I mean, that just adds to the brand as far as skates, but, I mean, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like John Julio doesn't have a really solidified team. I mean, we know some of the pro skaters, but I'm curious to see, like, are there people who are just kind of being used as a marketing ploy, kind of, if that makes sense?
I mean, like, I think knowing some of the people that like do get skates from John, it's more like a thing. Like if you like what John's doing and he's giving you skates, like that's pretty sick. You get to support like one of the realest in the game. So it's kind of like, if you're gonna get money too, that's like a whole different ball game. But like getting those skates from John is like pretty sick.
I couldn't agree with you more because honestly, if John Tolga gave me skates, I fucking love him, dude.
Because it
But
means he
I
likes
know,
you. Like, dude, it says a lot. Like, it's pretty
It
sick.
means
That
Broskow likes you.
say what?
It means Broskow likes you too.
dude. I wish Brothko would follow me, dude. But whatever.
He's not gonna.
Nah, he's not gonna. I hope he doesn't watch this and hear me say this.
Oh no, he will.
No, good. But no, but that's what you say, Taylor. I 100% agree. Like, I think that honestly, like, if you were just getting a free product like that, I mean, dude, like, I honestly, I probably wouldn't really care. I'd be like, dude, this is pretty sick. I'm still in some shape or fashion getting
You don't have to buy
promoted.
shit.
Yeah, I don't have to buy shit, so I'm still getting somehow. I mean, that is literally a sponsorship. As far as like, I don't know, but maybe it's kind of like a ego thing that we have amongst ourselves in an extreme sport. It's like, but man, I'd like it if I mean, like, I can't really give
Some version
examples,
of
but
validation.
yeah, because it really shows that like, okay, we support you, but like we want everyone to know that we support you and that we see you as our talent. And I can't really think of names, but I do feel like there's a lot of skaters that really do seem to promote them, but they don't seem to publicly receive that reciprocation. But it's not to say that necessarily, as you described, they're not receiving product. But I don't know, maybe some type of validation. You know, like maybe like that girl you like were in a relationship with in high school, but she didn't want to be official. But you're like, oh, but you know, can I say on Facebook we're like serious? It's like, oh, no, no, no. You get where I'm going with this? Like,
No, I definitely do.
I feel like that's what it is, and not, maybe that's apples to oranges, but it feels nice to be kind of like have your name on the forefront because it shows that not only I mean it is great, and I guess you can't take away, and maybe that's why also I feel like there's why some companies have like oh we have Flow, we have AM, and then we have Pro, and then like some other I've heard some other like titles for that. But, you know, like I feel like it does help, and I definitely feel like there's other people who didn't receive that same validation. I mean, it's always weird, I guess, in our industry that like some people, to be even more clear cut, there's plenty of skaters who just feel like that they deserve pro. You know, they were actually sponsored, but they deserve pro product, but they never received it. And I don't know what your opinions are on that. I think Razors had some issues with that, where there's some Razor skaters that did not receive a pro product, and they have been part of their company for years and years on end.
It's happened to a lot of people, and
It's a business.
it is a business. But like also when it does come down to when these people aren't getting paid regardless for their pro product, it's like why not throw the motherfucker a bone? Like,
Touche.
I don't know. Even with like Jeremy, he was supposed to get a pro boot, and then
Soderbergh.
Yeah, he was told he was going to get one, and then never did.
From Upside Down.
Like, I don't know. That's also like more like that's almost more of a slap in the face than the.
Yeah, it is actually way more slap in the face than like. Yeah, that's fucked. I didn't actually know that, but I'm glad I heard that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's why he left USD.
That makes sense. No, I hearing that now, that makes 100% sense. Yeah, I had heard that there was some potential of pro, but I forgot who had disclosed, but I didn't understand the context of it because I wasn't sure if it was like, oh, I won't say names, but there are people I feel like in the industry that whole handsomely expect it, like hey, I own it because I was here for 2 years, and then like for example, I'll tell you, I work at a tax and accounting firm. Just because you've worked here for 2 years or 3 years or whatever, doesn't mean you get this position off the bat. Like you have to show that, like, hey, I want it really badly. I'm not saying these people have to risk their fucking livelihood, but you know, like, how involved are you? Do you communicate with like new people buying product? Yada yada yada. So in this case, I didn't know Jeremy's thing. I had only heard like, oh, they didn't give him a pro skate, and I was like, oh, I don't know like what the premise was of that. But hearing it from you, that's unfortunate, and that's a slap to the face. And I agree that like I think some people, but I don't know, like
So when are you gonna get your pro Konjure wheel?
Yeah.
Bro, Jimmy asked me that too. I'm like, I don't know. All I know is that when I get it, if I get it, if big F, it's gonna have hentai on it, dude. I don't give a fuck.
Nice.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I think Conjure's for the kids, so maybe probably not. But I hope Rob, if he ever gives me the opportunity, that would be great, dude.
Is that his slogan? Conjures for the kids?
No, no. I was just thinking like maybe it's for the kids. I don't know, but no, I don't know. I don't think any time soon. Honestly, I feel like for me, like I've gone into the sport, and never once in my life did I expect I was ever gonna have a product. I mean, the thought of it is always nice, and I think that's what we should all do respectively. I know some other people are definitely good and definitely deserve it, but I have always whole handsomely thought that like I'm doing this because I love this sport. It's healthy for me. I feel really good. I feel really mellowed out. I push myself. Sometimes I get really pissed, but I don't have expectations from it because that will cause
Guys,
more
expectations
duress.
on yourself.
Yeah, that causes more duress. Even as like like for example, I make edits. I'm not expecting like, oh, dude, I don't get like 3,000, 5,000 edits. Like, I mean, Chip, one, I could maybe just not make anything that's provocative to people that want to watch it, but it's whatever. It's like, okay, I just made it because I wanted to have.
5,000 hits.
No, I was just saying, like hypothetically speaking, like I don't make that type of thing, but I don't go in like I don't make videos or edits like expecting that. Like what I'm saying is that my expectations, I don't set expectations. I mean for myself, but like not as far as like what I expect to receive, because I feel like that's what causes the rest, and I feel like that's also what causes people to have a distaste towards their own sport and their own passion because they had high expectations and even in regards to COVID, and we had a 500% increase in sales of rollerblades. I mean, that's just the first year, and even then, it's like, dude, not. It's not like everything's going to change in this one year, especially if in this time. So, it's take everything with a grain of salt. Like, I mean, do it for yourself, but don't do it with these expectations that people are supposed to hand it out because, unfortunately, like you said, Taylor, it's a business, and no one owes you shit. No one in your life will ever owe you shit. It could be your professional company, and no one has to give you a promotion. They honestly could. You probably could deserve it, and I'm not give you a promotion because you worked here for 10 years. Like fuck you. I like this guy better. He's my son. Like it's a cruel world out there, but it's just a fact of the matter. And so, like, I'm not saying that like you have to be content with it. I'm just telling you that that's the unfortunate circumstance with it. And for me personally, like that's why I never put that into my. It never was tunnel vision for me. It's just like this is me making videos, uh, having fun, pushing myself to my limits as a like I think we're all athletes, so like, pushing myself physically to something I never thought I could see myself do, and to push myself in other arenas and other like I said, filming and editing. Hey, I'm learning something new. This is great. Like this is fun. I enjoy it. And like for other people to get stoked on. I'm sure when you make it hit it wet. I know when Joey's working on all his videos with all the guys from LA. Like I don't know if you really care about view count, but like I'm sure you're stoked that like wow that was cool. I really liked the video. That one comment maybe from that particular person, or even just a new person saying, "Wow, now I want to buy skates." I think that like can almost amount to something more than something that some people might selfishly need. Like they're like, oh, I need people to validate me versus like seeing that you yourself have achieved something great or you have done something good for yourself, your community, for your own yourself as an athlete. I don't know, but that's just my 2 cents.
You're helping us do another piece of that right now. We've been this for 2 hours, and I think exactly what you said is what we're trying to do in some other kind of avenue with this. And do you have anything final, or Joey? What do you think? Should we?
I mean,
what do you guys think? This is it,
fucking
Pablo.
killed
You. This was our first podcast, and you didn't fuck it up.
You definitely did not fuck it up. You did a great job, dude. I probably fucked it up more than you, so it's cool.
I think I talked too much, so I apologize if I did, dude.
You did amazing, dude. That was fucking awesome. Anything that you want to add? Any shout outs? Any last shit talks?
On that note, yeah, fuck. I think new people should get product. I don't think Shima should have gotten a redone skate. No offense.
Let them fly. Let these bullets fly, my man.
Yeah. No offense, Shima. Your time was already there. Your time's gone. Don't hate me. It's just no offense. You can't be mad because I said no offense. Hopefully you guys have Zach. I love Zach to death. He's a prodigy. talk to him, and I know he has a lot better opinions. He's more well spoken than I am. And Yandrill's fucking nut job, also a really great skater. Talk to him if you haven't already. Shit, what do I have to say? I don't got much to say. Honestly, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Hopefully, you edited this better too, because I know there was a bunch of fucking random pauses in this. But it's not. Oh shit. Well, no, I was hoping you were gonna edit it because, like, fuck, like I feel like I talked.
Dude, it's just
dude. Oh shit. Well, honestly, thanks to everyone who listened, and thank you guys for the time. I'm sorry. I really am sorry if I talked too much.
No, you did awesome. And for anybody that is listening that hasn't seen Papi's or like any of their, Anger.
Anger, yeah.
Yeah, Anger's the last video. Any of the Papi's content is great. So now that you listen to the creator, go watch the videos and validate him. Validate him with your views.
Or talk shit. I'm sure he'll give it to you right back. This guy's good at
you can talk shit
about the chest or anything.
Dude, I'm just waiting for someone to say fuck Pablo. He said this shit. All right, whatever. Fuck me, dude. Whatever. But honestly,
we do need to get some chess going.
Some what?
Some chess.
Chest?
Chess, like the game.
Oh, chess. Okay, Taylor, dude. Okay, Taylor, I already gave you the smoke, so it's your turn, Joey.
No, I told Joe. I was like, he fucked me up, dude.
Yeah, I'm down to get my ass kicked. It's cool.
Bro, if you guys are ready, dude, I'll play you guys. Bro, okay, dude, if this trip happens next year, I know we're already over time, but I'll see you guys. I'll literally personally bring my chessboard. I have 2 chessboards. You guys can both play me side to side.
I got one.
Honestly, say no more. I'm going to see you guys very soon. Believe it or not, dude. Like, I feel really confident when I say that. I'll see you guys very soon.
Too.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well.
And then for the third time, thanks again for having me, guys. It really meant a lot to me, especially at this time. So I appreciate having the chance to talk to you guys.
Look forward to
it as well.
Deuce.
Peace,
Love you, dude.
Love you guys. Good. Bye, buds.
Peace.